Hey guys, what's up? Dylan Combs here. Some of you guys may not know that I do several weekly podcasts, which I do. I do Tech Soup, soon to be this week in gaming, our new gaming podcast, and also a show called Tech Webcast, which is not technically my show, but I am on every week, and I do like to promote it because I'm in it, and it's a great show with myself and Brad from Australia at techwebcast.info, and Jason from bluebilby.com, who was out this week. We had Bryce from buildstuff57.com on instead in his place. I wanted to do this little intro, let you guys know what this video is. This is the video version of the show tonight. So it's very important for you guys to leave me comments on this video. I want to know if you guys like the idea of seeing long-form podcasts here, anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour and a half. If you don't like it, let me know in the comments, and if the majority of you guys don't like long videos or long podcasts on YouTube or on this channel, I won't do any more after this. But if you guys do like it, then thumbs up and leave me comments and let me know that you do like it. So yeah, that's it. On to the podcast.
Welcome to Tech Webcast, Australia's leading technology show. Download our iPhone app, www.techwebcast.info.
Hello everybody and welcome to Tech Webcast. This is episode 110. I'm Dylan Combs, back on. I was not here last week at a week off. I'm here this week, and so is Brad, of course, as always, and our guest Bryce from buildstuff57.com joins us.
Hello and welcome to the podcast. Hello to Dylan and Bryce. What's up, guys?
Nothing much.
How you been?
That's good. I'm good, mate. Yourself?
Pretty good.
Good to have you back on the show, Dylan.
Yeah. I try not to miss any episodes. That was just last week I had some things going on. I'll be on every week in the future, though.
Wicked. All right, we got some tech news from Warlock, and also we're going to talk to Bryce about his YouTube channel and the newest video he's done. So let's roll into the news now and get that out of the way, and after that we'll chat about the topics that Jason spoke about. So here we go. I'm going to roll this. It goes for about 3 minutes or so. So enjoy, and here it is, the news, tech news for today.
Hello and welcome to the Tech Webcast News. Julia Gillard's bid to censor the internet is not an effective move, says Vince Cerf, one of the founding fathers of the internet and Google's chief web evangelist. Dr. Cerf's advice is to attack the source of the problem at the production layer instead of focusing on the distribution layer. The federal government wants to force every ISP to filter websites rated with a refused classification tag in accordance with a secret government blacklist. The Australian Law Reform Commission is conducting a year-long review into the existing classification scheme in light of new developments in technology, especially in the online realm and in media convergence. This policy is understandable desire to be protective of society, but technically I don't think it's a very effective move, Dr. Cerf said when asked to comment on the government's bid to censor the web. The argument that there's bad information out there and therefore we should somehow suppress it, one counter-argument is the antidote to bad information is more information. I think Web 2.0 pioneer Estelle Dyson was the first person I heard that from. This doesn't mean, however, that we could not, as a society, agree that certain kinds of information are societally unacceptable. During a visit to the Australian's Sydney Bureau, Dr. Cerf said there was a big difference between the production and distribution of content that might be unacceptable to the general public. Some people would like to attack problems of content at the wrong layer of internet architecture, he said. The question to ask was, who is putting that information out in the first place? That's the place to attack the problem. Google has announced that company co-founder Larry Page will take over as CEO April 4th as part of a management shakeup. Current Google CEO Eric Schmidt will serve as the company's executive chairman. Co-founder Sergey Brin will devote his time to strategic projects, in particular working on new products, the company said. We've been talking about how best to simplify our management structure and speed up decision-making for a long time, Mr. Schmidt said. By clarifying our individual roles, we'll create clearer responsibility and accountability at the top of the company. In my clear opinion, Larry is ready to lead, and I'm excited about working with both him and Sergey for a really long time to come. Facebook has done it again. Oops, it's done it again. The world's dominant social network is back at the center of a privacy storm by allowing application developers to access users' home addresses and mobile phone numbers as a matter of course. The weekend move led online security experts to warn Facebook's 500 million users to remove phone numbers and addresses from the network. When people use one of Facebook's third-party applications, such as popular farm games Farmville and Mafia Wars, the pop-up window asks for access to contact information, including address and mobile phone number. Users can simply select the Don't Allow button, denying app developers the ability to access personal data. However, people do not often read what they are agreeing to. Computer Weekly security blogger of the year Graham Cluley wrote in a post yesterday, "Remove your home address and mobile phone number from your Facebook profile now." The security expert also wrote that Facebook was already plagued by rogue applications and that shady app developers would find it easier than ever before to gain even more personal information from users. Bad guys could set up a rogue app that collects phone numbers and then use the information for the purposes of SMS spamming or sells on the data to cold calling companies, he wrote. Electronic Frontiers Australia chairman Colin Jacobs was scathing the way Facebook valued personal data. Facebook have a history of gambling with their users' privacy and they've once again upped the ante, he said. It only takes a second to imagine a scenario where access to somebody's home address or mobile number could lead to serious abuse. Such sensitive information should be the most stringently safeguarded, but I question whether this is the case. This just opens another channel through which some of your most private information could leak. 25 years ago today, two brothers in Pakistan came up with a new and novel way to catch out software pirates. As it turned out, they also gave birth to
I can talk and Brad and Bryce can't hear me because I'm on a different microphone.
Considered to be the first major personal computer virus, was created on January 19th, 1986 by Bazat and Amjad Farood Alvi at their computer shop in Lahore, Pakistan. From there, the program spread across the world, one inflected floppy disk at a time. At its peak, Brain had even reached the offices of government department in Canada on the other side of the globe. To this day, there's speculation as to why Bassett and Amjad created the virus. It appears there had been a better way to stop software pirates. Amjad wanted a way to detect piracy to catch someone who copies, Bassett told Time in 1988. His brother had written several custom software programs which were being copied without permission. However, it seemed a strange excuse. The brothers were themselves involved in making and selling pirated software, which was not illegal in Pakistan at the time. They would be selling copies of DOS, Word, commercial software, basically for slightly over the cost of the media.
In today's news, mudkips take over the world, and you just lost the game.
International Information System Security Certification Consortium. Of course, they weren't paying any license fees themselves.
Even though they can't.
Mr. Slade said that even if controlling piracy was in fact the goal, the brothers were on the wrong track. The virus is not a good way to control anything because the virus itself spreads far and wide without any reference to the original media and programs they were selling, he said. Because it was a boot sector infector, it just spread on to any
know I'm talking over the tech news
machine. Brain was the first of what became known as stealth viruses, because most 1980s computers only had tiny internal hard drives or none at all. Everything had to be run on floppy disks. Brain would bury itself in part of the disk necessary for running programs and infect any computer it was inserted into. It would then sit in the computer's memory and infect new disks inserted into that machine as well, he said. A simple but hugely addictive video game is taking the world by storm. Bubble Ball is a physics-based puzzle game that had been downloaded by more than 2 million iPhone users. It's on its way to 5 million soon, becoming the top free application on the iTunes App Store in the US. But it hasn't been designed by a team of highly paid experts. It's the work of a 14-year-old Utah boy, Robert Ney. Since its release on December 29, Bubble Ball's success has become astounding, outstripping even the free version of Angry Birds. Adding to Ney's glory is the David versus Goliath nature of the victory. When he designed Bubble Ball in his bedroom in Spanish Fork, Utah, Angry Birds was developed by 17 professionals in Finland. The rules of Bubble Ball are simple. Players must move a small blue ball from one side of the screen to the other by steering it around various obstacles. Ney was encouraged to try his hand at programming by a friend who noticed how much he liked his iPod Touch. He firstly tried the standard Objective-C programming tools, but found the software a bit difficult, so switched to Game Salad, which he didn't like. after deciding Corona tools from Ansgar Mobile best suited him and let him write and publish for both Apple and Android devices. Ney set about making his game. While his mother, Kari Ney, drew some of the levels and submitted the apps to the Apple Store and Android marketplaces, the talented teenager did all the coding work by himself. Ney released Bubble Ball through his own company, Ney Games. And that's it for the news today on a Tech Webcast podcast. I'll hand you back now to Brad.
All right, that is the tech news. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Bryce or Dylan? Any?
I'll let
thoughts on
Bryce
that?
go first.
Go ahead, Bryce.
I don't know. Interesting, I guess. I'm kind of behind on the times, and the tech news have been really busy. That bubble ball actually sounds pretty interesting. I might check that out.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. What are your thoughts on Facebook privacy in that, Bryce? About your phone numbers and addresses and
Yeah,
stuff.
there's something. I can comment on.
Yeah. Facebook is screwed up. I think too many times now. They've had so many problems with their security issues. I just have a Facebook, just basically as a fan type of Facebook, but that's it. I don't have a personal profile on there because it's, I don't really trust it. I don't think it's what it used to be, years and years ago. So yeah, I don't use it. I use it as a fan thing. That's fine. But if anybody puts their actual address and their phone number on there, that's stupid in itself. But yeah, I don't know.
I do. I don't put my address, but I do have my actual phone number. Of course, my phone number is public anyway. If you want to call me, go ahead. I don't care. But it's like I've said it many times before on many other shows and on YouTube countless numbers of times. If you put it on Facebook, it's public. That's how you have to think. It doesn't. I don't care what Facebook says is public and what's not. And I don't care what anybody else says is public on Facebook and what's not. If you put something there, consider it public. And by public, I mean not just anybody, meaning people that you don't want to be able to access it, but also companies, advertisers, all this. I mean, I'm not saying that it's okay. And I'm not condoning this activity at all. In fact, I think it sucks and it's terrible, but that's just, I mean, Facebook has a history of betraying their users. This isn't the first time they've done something like this, and it's not going to be the last time they do something like this. They're going to, even if they stop selling our information to advertisers now, they'll probably do it again in a couple years, or they'll do something else next month, and they'll do it for two reasons. One, to see if they can get away with it, and two, when they don't get away with it, it just brings more traffic to Facebook, it generates more buzz online, more people are talking about it, and they can just sweep it under the rug and say, oh, we're sorry, we won't do that again. Sorry about that, until next time.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Exactly. Dylan, what are your thoughts on the iPhone game that the young kid made?
Yeah, that's really cool. I've seen more and more younger teenagers and even people I call kids getting into programming and iPhone development. I was listening to Leo Laporte's Tech Guy radio show that last weekend. There was an 11-year-old that called into the show, and he had made I don't think it's the same one Jason was talking about, but he had made a game, something to do with Justin Bieber or something like that. Made this iPhone game at 11 years old. Didn't have any help. Did it all on his own. And Leo asked her, he said, so what's your favorite programming language? And he said C#, and I was just like, oh my God, this kid's a programmer. He's making iPhone apps. He has an app approved in the App Store. I mean, this is amazing. I thought it was amazing when I saw was it Omni Tech News from when I saw them the first time at GnomeDex and what they're doing. And this this is just adding to it. It's a different world now. You can be 11, 12, 13 years old and make money and do something you love and put it out there online, and you have the opportunity to not be discriminated against and for age or whatever, and have that opportunity and be given that chance that couldn't do that 10 years ago. Now you can, and kids are smart enough to do it these days.
For sure. Do you reckon Dylan or Bryce, you guys will have an iPhone app out anytime soon, or
I will.
Yeah.
I will. Hopefully within a couple months.
Yeah, I don't think I will.
No.
Really not.
Well, I have one. Go check it out. It's on iTunes. And what about any other stuff you want to mention, Dylan, in the news, Matt, that Jason talked about?
That Jason talked about? No, I do have some tech news, though.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, mate.
I've got a couple stories here. The first one, this phone, I saw this video on YouTube for this phone, and it was I was very, very impressed. Every smartphone out now, or every newer smartphone with a camera, is claiming to record 720p video. Some of them actually are. Some of them are upscaling it, and it looks horrible. But 720p video is something that we have come to expect from smartphones these days. And I hadn't even considered that somebody would try to do 1080p without just upscaling it and making it the same as 720p and looking horrible. But someone has done it. That someone is LG. LG has this new phone that they're developing. I don't think it's out yet. It's the LG Optimus 2X. This device records video in 1080p. From what I saw in their blog post, it was like a couple hundred megabytes per minute for the video, so it's huge files. But it is real 1080p video, 1920 by 1080. There's if you head over to lockergnome.com/Dylan Combs, there's a post there I did about it, and the video is embedded, and you can see it for yourself. This video is very, very impressive, far better than anything I've seen from any of the other phones out there right now.
Well, just a quick plug for Tech AU. He's actually in the room. He actually did a review on the one of the Windows 7 phones. They look pretty good. What are your thoughts on the Windows 7 phone, guys? You like it? Hate it?
Yeah, I like the Windows 7 phone. I think it's good.
Yeah, I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Mm-mm.
No, I'm not really a fan. I don't mind them. I like the iPhone 4 better.
I'll tell you why. It's because it's not geared towards me or you or anybody listening to this show. We're all geeks, and this is for the non-geek that wants a smartphone. I mean, Microsoft's ad campaign on TV with this thing was the phone that I forget what it was. It was like the phone that keeps you off your phone, or keeps you away from your phone. And I was like, why the hell would I want that? I want an iPhone with a bunch of apps and cool stuff I can do on the internet, and I want to be on the phone. I mean, we're in the smartphone revolution. What the hell do I want to put my phone down for?
Yeah, I like their concept though. Their concept is that you basically look at they have a whole tile system, and you get everything in one glance, so you don't have to, dig through a bunch of apps to get to stuff. And you can just see everything in one glance. You can see calls, Facebook updates, MySpace updates, whatever else, Twitter updates, and it's all like in a big stream. And if you want to look at something more closely, you just click on that tile and look at it. So I really do enjoy that concept. The
so it's kind of like Moto Blur.
Quite nice.
It's doing the social stream thing like Moto Blur's doing.
Yeah, but the way that they've done it, I honestly thought, and I thought Windows Phone 7 from the previous versions of Windows Mobile, I thought it was going to be a piece of shit, to be honest. Be 100% honest. But it really did surprise me. I think it looks great. If you don't want to shell out a lot of money for an iPhone, and you want to get a Windows phone, I think it's just as good as an iPhone personally. But
I wouldn't go that far. I really wouldn't. I'm not saying it's a bad phone. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I just personally dislike it because, like I said, it's not geared towards me or geeks at all.
Yeah, exactly right.
If you're, I mean, if you're somebody that's not a geek and you just want to, you just want a simple, you want a smartphone that's simple, easy to use, that you don't have to, spend a week learning how to use, and you don't have to download a bunch of apps, and you just want a simple interface, and you're the kind of person that wants to not spend a whole lot of time staring at your phone, then by all means, go ahead and get it. But don't expect it to be as good as the iPhone. The apps aren't there yet, and the ones that are there aren't as good, in my opinion, from what I've seen. And it's, I don't think that it's a good competitor to the iPhone and Android. It's very, very different.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to get Tech AU on the show one day to talk about his review of the phone, because apparently he loves it, and I think he's still got it. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure what phone he uses now. But he's got two phones now, so he uses the iPhone 4 and the Windows 7 phone.
Okay.
That he reviewed. So
I don't have a smartphone. I use a regular phone and my iPod Touch.
So what do you think of the iPod Touch, Dylan? Do you still love it, mate?
I love the iPod Touch. Funny story about that. So this guy I know on the internet sponsored the iPod Touch for me. He's pretty cool. You guys should go check him out. His name's Brad. You can find him at techwebcast.info.
Okay,
and,
thanks for the plug, mate.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk to Bryce about his new video he put out with the Apple screen. What's up with that, Bryce?
So yeah, I just got the 27-inch cinema display. basically to replace my 30-inch.
Yep.
And yeah, I love it. And I made a review of it. If you want to go check it out, it's on my channel.
Cool, man.
But yeah, I think it's a really good display. The color reproduction is great. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of it personally.
Could you use that for a TV?
No, you can't, because it only has one output from the screen, which is MIDI DisplayPort, and that was a big downfall of the screen. But yeah, if you have Apple products, then it's a great screen.
Yeah, true. Do you still use your iPad while you're on the Apple topic?
Yeah, I do. It's really good. I love the iPad.
Favorite app at the moment?
I don't really have one. I like them all. I think like Dylan was saying before, the apps on the Apple App Store are really good quality.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah,
great quality, and I think people should go and buy an iPhone 4 or an iPad or an iPod Touch.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on the next iPad, Bryce? What do you think that's going to be in it, mate?
There are a lot of rumors speculating what it's going to be. How it's going to have a camera.
Yep.
I'd say that it's a given that it's going to have something close to the iPhone's Retina display, because everybody loves it. I love it.
Same.
Everybody who I know that has an iPhone 4 loves the Retina display. So it's pretty much a given that even if they don't have the same type of screen as the Retina display, they'll have something similar. And as for the camera, I'm not too fussed about it. If it doesn't get implemented, I don't really care.
Yeah. Well, the camera, you can use it on your iPhone or whatever. You don't really need a camera on the iPhone.
Yeah, I know exactly. I mean,
I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but what are your thoughts on it, Dylan? What do you reckon of it, mate?
Sorry, say that again. It was cutting out.
Of the new iPad that's coming out. What are your thoughts on it? What's going to be in it? Do you reckon? Camera and stuff.
I'm thinking higher resolution screen, not quite as high res as people are claiming now. I think that the 2048 by 1050 or whatever it was, that's just stupid high res. I mean,
no way. Yeah,
I've got.
No way.
I'll put it this way: I've got a 23-inch monitor. That's my main. I have 5 monitors, but my main is a 23-inch, and its resolution is 1920 by 1080. So having something higher res on a screen like a fourth of the size, honestly, I don't even want that. So. They can keep that, but other thing I'm thinking, front-facing camera definitely, rear-facing camera most likely, just because they're already doing the front-facing, which I don't really get the point of having a rear-facing camera, because you're going to look like a jackass holding up the iPad to take a picture. But whatever, if people want it, maybe dual-core processor. I'm hoping for it. I'm also hoping for a dual-core processor in the iPhone 5 and in some other devices this year. Let's see, what else? I think that's about it. Cameras, maybe one bump up in storage, maybe like a 120 gig or something like that, so you can put all your music on it. That'd be nice. But that's about it.
Yeah. TechRU says Kevin Rose says the Retina display won't be on there on the iPad 2.
I hate the term Retina display. Apple has coined this term, Retina display, and it means absolutely nothing except higher resolution than the previous screen. That's all it means.
I'm not sure where Kevin Rose gets all his information from, but I'm not sure if it's true or not. But
well, where does everyone get their information from that's doing iPhone rumor stuff? That's why I don't do it.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I don't really. I don't know. Yeah, believe it or not, but.
Yeah, actually, that's one thing I forgot to mention. The back facing camera I don't really care about, but the front facing, like Dylan said, that would be a good feature because Skype and everything, video conferencing. But the back facing camera, really, I don't care if it never gets put into the iPad. But yeah, I hope to see a front facing camera because that would be good.
For sure. And what about the iPhone 5? What are your thoughts on that, Bryce?
I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be a good upgrade. I honestly have no idea what they're going to put in it. I don't even have. Lighter,
TechRU says.
What's that?
TechRU says thinner and lighter, which he may be right.
Yeah. Honestly, I couldn't even guess what's in it. I'm guessing they're going to upgrade the processor, upgrade a few internals. They may change the design a lot, or they may change it a little. Obviously, they're going to fix the antenna gate problem, but yeah.
What about the Verizon iPhone? They've changed the look to that, haven't they?
Yeah, they apparently fixed the antenna gate problem, and they I don't know. They did small cosmetic upgrades on that.
Yeah. And what about you, Dylan? What any else you want to add before we go, mate?
I almost forgot. I had that. I wanted to talk about the stupid crap YouTube's been doing for a minute.
Go ahead. Yep.
All right, YouTube is notorious for updating their homepage and changing things around in ways that not many people like. They haven't done it in quite a while. They used to do it a lot more frequently. Thank God they haven't lately. But recently they put out an update for the front page when you're signed in, and I absolutely hate it, and so does everybody else. The default view on your YouTube homepage is all activity, which shows all your friends and subscriptions, the videos they've liked, videos they've commented on and favorited, and then that's all mixed in with your subscription updates. My problem with this isn't even so much as it's annoying and I don't care what people are liking and favoriting. It's that now subscription videos are hidden. I have to actively search and try to find where the videos are of the people that I'm subscribed to. So I did,
exactly.
and they did some with the iframes, which I'll talk about in a second. I did a blog post on this, and I'll mention it here real quick. A lot of people don't know this, so I when I wrote the post and put it up, I almost wanted to take it down because I thought it was just too simple, and it would be insulting to some people to say, well, here's what you need to do, because it should be obvious. But apparently it's not. People are telling me they haven't figured this out yet. If you're signed into YouTube, go up to the top right corner, click your username, and then click subscriptions from the drop-down menu. And then you get a subscription window that looks almost exactly the same as the old one on the front page, and you can go through and see all your subscriptions there if you don't like the subscriptions only option on the front page. So that's that. The other thing they did is they're forcing iframe embeds, which I hate because I hate iframes. They break the internet and they break websites in general. But they are now forcing the iframes out, so when you go to embed a YouTube video, by default you will embed it in an iframe, but there is still an option that says use old embed code, and you can use the old one. I doubt that'll stay there very long, because when YouTube rolled out their new homepage like last month, they had an option then to use the old homepage, which I did, and I opted out of the new one, and now they just got rid of that completely. So I'm sure eventually it'll be all iframes. But seriously, come on, Google, YouTube. Iframes break the internet. Let's not use those. But yeah, that's the YouTube updates.
Cool. And what are your thoughts on it, Bryce, on the new YouTube page, mate?
I don't like it, but I think everybody will get used to it, just like everybody has in the past. I'm getting used to it now. I can kind of see what they were aiming for with this when you click on subscription uploads, and you can see, the multiples have uploaded in one day, so you don't just get the latest. So you can see, let's say if you don't like their latest video and you don't click on it, at least if you click on a subscription uploads, you can see all the videos that they've done in the past couple of days if you haven't watched them, and see what they're about, and then you can see if you like any of them and you can watch them. I like that, but what they've done is also the comments as well. I'm so used to going down to the bottom, halfway down the page, bottom right, and they've put it up the top now with the username in like a little grey bar, and you click on your comments there. But besides that, I don't think it's too bad. I mean, I don't like it. I'll probably get used to it like I have in the past. But yeah.
That's the one good thing about it, is that you can see the not only the one most recent video, but the last up to 4 if you've missed them. That's kind of nice. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe not everyone browses YouTube how I do, which is if I click on a video from somebody and I haven't seen their other recent videos, I just go to their channel and watch them. This is what I've always done. But yeah, I don't know. I hesitate to say that there's anything good about the new YouTube layout, because everyone hates it. Even when you go around and look at YouTube comments on videos that have been posted in the last couple days, there's these comments, F you, YouTube, change the homepage back. And it's taking over viral video comments. So it's not just me. Everyone hates it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, same, and I'm one of them. YouTube, please put it back the way it was.
And by the way, I keep track of my YouTube views. I take note every single day of how many views I get across all my videos for each day. And since the new homepage came out, my daily views have gone down by about 15 to 20%. And I'm not the only one. Zane Savage said the same thing happened to him, and I'm sure it's happened to other people too. So it's affecting view numbers.
Yeah, it gets flooded, because when you by default, if you've got a noob on a computer but likes to watch videos, they don't really know how to use the computer much. They're just gonna leave it at all activity, and it's gonna get flooded with other shit.
Yeah.
And they don't see you upload. Let's say they really want to watch your upload, they won't see it. They won't actually click on the subscription uploads and look at it, which is a problem because then people lose views.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
And that has happened. So it's just like, I mean, I understand YouTube wants to try to update it and make it better, but somebody that actually works at YouTube and does this stuff needs to realize that it's affecting view numbers and it's actually damaging.
Exactly.
It's damaging YouTube more than it's helping it.
Yeah,
so hopefully they'll change it.
YouTube always puts an emphasis. They want to grow the community, but this actually really hurts the smaller community. People like Ray William Johnson, the top YouTubers.
Oh, it won't affect them,
obviously.
But it'll affect me, and it'll affect you.
Yeah, smaller people are going to get affected by this because it gets flooded with everything else. Like, say, because I have 1,000 friends added. Every couple of minutes, it just gets flooded because they'll thumb up a video, favorite something, and it just floods everybody's videos that I want to watch out of there. Obviously, I'll go on to subscription uploads, but people who aren't familiar with YouTube won't know what to do. So it's not good.
All right, well, let's end the podcast. It's been episode 110. Dylan, where can they find you on the interwebs, mate?
I am everywhere. My blog, dylan.combs.tv. I'm on Twitter, twitter.com/DylanCombsTV. And the live stream, live.combs.tv, lockergnome.com/DylanCombs. I also blog over on Tech Social now, Monday through Friday. The Tech Social's from the creative one, David DeFranco on YouTube. So definitely check that site out. It's growing every day, and I love it over there. Also on YouTube, I am Windows Guru 84 on YouTube, or if you can't spell that or forget it, just go to my dylan.combs.tv and click on videos, and everything is there. That's where I am.
Mate, and
everywhere.
Bryce, where can they find you, mate?
Yep, youtube.com/Billster57 and twitter.com/Billster57.
Cool, man. And what about your blog? Your blog going to get updated anytime soon, or has that ended?
Yeah, I just don't have the time to update it as much. If you want to check it out, it's Billster57.com. But yeah, I haven't had much time to update it.
All right, okay. And you can find me Tech Webcast and at Brad Oz and at Tech Luster. And quick shout for Tech OU. He does a good job with his podcast. We're going to give a big plug to that. And if you have people on the internet that listen to this show as well. And Dylan, what's coming up next for your shows, mate? Anything new?
We are starting this week. We took a couple weeks off for the holidays and then technical difficulties last week. Our podcast, Tech Soup, renamed, it's not Tech. The podcast has been renamed to Tech Soup. Shows resume tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, and they'll be available for download at dylan.combs.tv. Got some great guests lined up, which I don't want to talk too much about yet, but if you listen to the show, you'll find out. And starting next month, most likely it'll be either February 5th or the 12th will be our debut episode for This Week in Gaming. That's our new gaming podcast. Covers everything from new games to gaming hardware, gaming software, and gaming accessories, and everything else. And we'll also do some Let's Play style stuff as well.
All right, good stuff, mate. All right, thanks, guys, for being on. Jason will be back next week. Bryce, you're happy to be on anytime you want, mate. Come on anytime.
Thanks, man.
Get your input on anything and Apple and that sort of stuff. And anyone else that are more than welcome to come on as well. You can email me at techwebcast@gmail.com. And this has been episode 110. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
You just lost the game.
Yeah, you did, Dylan.
Forgot to say it this time, Brad.
Australia's leading technology webcast.